All right. Brandon Willington, young multi-millionaire, marketing genius, fucking martial arts guru talking.
No, I'll definitely still get murdered in a street fight. I just do it for fun.
You're unreal. I know one of your, obviously, like, tracking everything you do online is a fucking mission because you post so much. I still get peppered by your ads non-stop, even though I've already given you my money and had the successful outcome. I'm still getting drilled by it. But one of the things that I see most consistently is the people ask you for advice, like very general advice, a fair bit. And one of your real consistent answers is do martial arts.
Yeah.
Talk to me.
Yeah, so I started boxing in 2018 just for fitness. My first ever client ever in advertising at all was Steve Kennedy for Kick-Ass MMA.
Oh.
Yeah, I built his website on Squarespace for like $400 or something like that. It's still his website now. I still do his ads. He'll just message me, usually around December of every year when it's coming up to New Year's. And he'll like, hey bro, like got some new ads, and I'll still set them off. I don't charge him at all, obviously. But so 2018, I started doing boxing, and I kind of did it like on and off with Zach, who you saw before. Yeah. Who's my full-time trainer now, and we train out of here. And because like I've had I'm going to say benefit of being on both ends of the spectrum. Like I've been like, now I'm very disciplined, whereas I suppose danced with the devil for a good decade of my life.
Oh, you and me both.
Yeah. So I think I have the benefit of seeing both perspectives, and I definitely see more positive outcomes from training martial arts now because you're more disciplined. It's humbling as well. Like I was just doing Krav Maga this morning and just getting fucking rolled around by Hilton. Yeah. And I've also not just seen that in myself, but I've seen it in other people as well. So like the sales reps we have, or even Aiden, who's like my videographer. Do you know Aiden? Yeah. Aiden's my videographer. He trains martial arts as well, and he's just a fucking gun. Like we're at the point now where I can send him a Google Drive link with no instructions, and he'll reply a couple hours later with exactly what I wanted. Wow. So like we don't review anything. That's he uploads my daily reels on my Instagram. He's like, you're not going to review these, are you? I'm like, nah, just let it rip. Yeah. So it's kind of funny because I know he schedules them for around like 6 p.m. So I'll check my own Instagram at 6 p.m. Like, what do I have to say today?
Yeah. Dude, that's interesting.
Yeah, and I think it makes you coachable as well.
Yep.
And so, like, your ability to learn new skills is certainly going to dictate the trajectory of your life because you're just constantly learning things, whether it's like a hard skill or life skill or soft skills, whatever. Your ability to like change your behavior based off of feedback is going to course correct your life significantly faster or slower if you don't know how to do it.
Yeah, just for sure.
Repeat unsuccessful actions.
This is the thing, right? So the thing that I'm sort of like identifying now is like I'm year 6 in business, year 5, 6 in business. Yep. And it's like my confidence to go, this is what the business needs. It's something that I don't have any experience in. I don't have any confidence in being able to do by myself. I just immediately go, who knows it? Can they teach me? Yep. Is there a YouTube video? How quickly? Can I just block everything out for 12 hours and learn this? Yep. And that, like, dude, the better you get at that and the quicker you get at that, you go, oh, problem, solution, solved. What's the next thing I can learn?
Yeah, 100%. Like, that's certainly my superpower. Like, I don't pretend to be a guru of anything, although people will call me like, I get put in the online marketing guru bucket by people. But I'm just a good student. Like, I just constantly surround myself with people. And then the really fun thing is when you think outside the box in terms of coaches or learning materials. So I don't really read business books as much anymore because you're probably at the same point as me where you've probably read a lot of them.
It all sounds the same after a certain
They're all iterations of each other. Yep. So what I do now is I just pick random fucking topics. Like I'm learning like mathematics and statistics right now. Yeah. I'm reading a really interesting book on the philosophy of identity and like applying it to marketing. Because the books don't have their own kind of like agenda in trying to convince you of a way to think about business. Whereas when you kind of get to the point that we're probably at now, where you've got like 80% of the stuff, you can find connections between, that this statistics thing applies to business over here and it triggers a thought over there. Like I had a meeting with this guy called Yuri. All right, so if I tell you to imagine an old Russian statistics professor
Yeah.
That's what he looks like.
That's Yuri.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. Like when I ask him questions on Zoom and he's thinking, he's like, it looks like he's burning calories. Like he's thinking that fucking intensely. Because
sweat dropping down his face.
Yeah, because I started studying like math and statistics in more than I already had. We talked about statistics, the Bayesian statistics, the Fun book. But I wanted to get in more detail about it because I have a theory that I can mathematically model out exactly what the best performing with you members look like.
Yep.
And so I started reading books and I was like, let's get a professor on this. And so Ashley, my EA, just started emailing professors at like schools for math and statistics at universities around the country, and I got in touch with Yuri, and so we had a meeting. Yeah, we had a meeting during while I wasn't presenting one of the workshops in Sydney at the time. We just went outside and I had all these questions for him, and we were modelling out this thing that we want to build for members.
Dude, that's
and stuff.
nuts.
Yeah, it's good fun because he doesn't have an agenda for business. Like he told me, he's like, hey, you might need to explain some of this business stuff to me. I'm like, no, that's good because I don't want you having any biases in thinking how this business should play out. The problem I have is I have my way of thinking, but you have nothing to do with this.
Yep.
So even if you don't know the answer, you might say something that makes me think over here, oh, that like solves this over here.
Right.
And we had heaps of those moments. We only talked for like an hour.
So that's a different structure to solve the same problem. That's sort of what you're talking about.
It's kind of a indirect approach. Because if you approach, I hope this is the right language to describe this, but if you approach the problem directly, you'll look at it through the lens that you've looked at it through the whole time. Whereas if you kind of go in this other direction, you'll find like an alternative pathway that maybe has some different resources.
Yep.
So I was actually talking to another one of my coaches, Cameron Norsworthy. I think I've mentioned him before. He's like a sports psychologist, flow coach that I work with. I was talking with him on Monday morning and we went for a walk and I wanted to learn how to think better, which sounds stupid. But because my value in the business now isn't so much in the doing, a lot of my doing stuff is done in about 8 hours a week now.
Okay.
And so where my highest lever is being able to think about problems. But thinking's interesting because if you're doing, you can't think at the same time. If you're constantly just doing admin work or delivery work. So I have to, like today, for example, Wednesday, I don't have anything in my calendar and I'm starting to think about what I'm going to think about tomorrow.
Yep.
And then every Thursday, every week from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m., there's a big red block in my calendar. It says, leave me alone, I'm thinking.
Beautiful.
And so I'll go to different, and the key thing is I had to go to different locations each time and think because it sparks more focus. If I do it in here, it's too familiar.
Oh, it's too, you're getting that same. Yep.
Yeah, it's too familiar. So I'll go to random parks, or even if it's a park I go to, I'll walk the lap of like the lake or something in a different direction.
Yep.
And so I can think about it, and then I take voice notes, and then I can only get about 3 hours of really good thinking done before it starts to deteriorate and I get distracted. So then I come back here and I'll talk to just random people about, sometimes it'll be team members, sometimes I'll like call someone, it might be Zach or something like that, that isn't attached to the problem. And I'll like explain the problem and then they'll ask me questions.
Which forces you to have that other perspective again.
Yeah, because their questions come from their perspective that I didn't see.
Yep.
Because they don't know anything about the problem.
Especially someone like Zach who's doing physical chess every day with different people. So his ability to problem solve in that regard is different again.
Yeah. Because we'll just, like during training and stuff like that, I solve so many fucking problems.
Dude, well, this is so. I had a mentor break this down differently. Same idea, different perspective on it. I guess you call it is the search of novelty.
Yep.
To use as a catalyst to solve problems. So I do the same thing. I ride my push bike or I run every day. I never do the same lap or thing twice. And every time I leave home, you always try and do different from the way you did before.
Yep.
And it's not like I'm looking for different houses or whatever. It's literally I don't want to get too... I picture it metaphorically like you're on a mountain that's covered in snow, but you ski down the same route every time. It's like the more you can go different routes, the better you get to understand the mountain being life.
Yeah, the other reason I do it in different locations is, do you follow this guy on YouTube called Chase Hughes?
No.
You'll love him. So he's like former CIA guy, but you know when you say former CIA guy, you go former.
Yeah, come on.
But I like him. And he's worked for this basically their PSYOP department.
Wow.
And so he's really
maybe
good.
I do.
Yeah, so he's really good at like human influence, and he has this 4-letter acronym called the FATE model, which is to change behavior. And the first F is focus. And the way to improve focus is you change the environment, even if it's like moving around the furniture or something like that.
Do you do that regularly, by the way, at home and shit?
Not regularly, no. I kind of, it is why I have wheels on my desk though.
Okay.
So I can just like move the desk around and stuff like that.
Yep.
That was also a big contributing factor as to like how I changed like my behavior. So like now I quit drinking before I started.
You would not long quit.
Yeah, but now
before.
it's been like 9 or 10 months.
Wow.
And kind of by accident, at the same time I quit, I also moved house and moved warehouse.
Yeah.
Or moved office to warehouse. And so kind of by coincidence, like my entire environment changed, which helped spark my focus more.
Huge.
So
that's because this came. I think you were telling me off the podcast, but not at the session. You're like, oh, I'm trying to fucking move house, or maybe you got that rental. You got the contract for the rental the day of the first fucking So that was all brand new. You were still quite recently stopped drinking.
Yep.
And this hadn't been thought of yet.
Nah, I think we were toying with the idea of getting this warehouse,
right?
Because the lease was about to expire.
Now you've got obviously this is your little pad here.
Yep.
You've got offices top and bottom here.
Yeah, and there's a basement too. So up there is the Where You team.
Yep.
So the ad specialist. Down there is Inhibit Promotions. They just sublease downstairs because we don't need it.
Oh, true.
And then Aiden, my videographer, as of yesterday, works in that room now.
Right.
Yeah.
So Inhibit was with you before.
They're at the old office, yeah, and like one of the side offices.
Now, besides having a fucking man cave or bat cave, this must be a huge weight off your chest compared to working literally in the city. I mean, you're on Adelaide Terrace.
Yeah, we talked about this. Remember, there's like a lot of Wi-Fi, a lot of noise and stuff like that. This is very like secluded, and
you don't have like homeless and fucking
and
rubbish.
No, it's great. There's like it's over there, that little CO2 monitor thing on the desk.
Oh yeah,
there's less CO2 on the because there's smoke now, but because the ceilings are really high, the doors open, a lot of fresh air comes in here.
Fucking oath.
Like the environment's like great. The other really weird fringe benefit of this place is so Zach's my full-time trainer. I let him train a couple of his clients out of here as well. Obviously, I just have my fit sessions and stuff like that, and he puts me as a priority. But because he's training a lot of like high-profile fighters, we were talking about it off camera before, like. Now all the people that I hang out with are fighters, so they're all very disciplined. Wow. They're all like training, like it's sick. It's so good because you're just around a bunch of like very positive people.
Around animals as well.
Yeah, exactly. Like we so we're planning in June so we've got Zach that trains me full time, and then Cody Haddon trains us in wrestling, and then Hilton trains us in Krav Maga, and then Tom Barnes, who won like silver in the Olympics or something, trains us in wrestling as well.
Hectic.
And then we just want to do a boys trip in June because I don't like holidays. I don't like touristy holidays.
Yeah,
but I like going to other locations. But I get that. I just want to work or work out. Those are the only fucking two things that I do now.
Yeah.
I don't like oh, look at this site that I'm seeing. It's like, who cares? So we're just going to Thailand and get this villa for like 5 days and just training.
just training.
Yeah, just training and coming up with challenges and shit like that. And me and Zach are talking about it, like, man, this is going to be the safest trip ever. like we've got like actual killers that come out here. Like the Eternal Fight promotions.
Yeah.
4 of the people on that card train here.
Oh, wow.
And then even
these guys are walking around like, please, someone start something, please.
And then even today, Zach's doing pads with Jack Della Maddalena, and then after that, Cody's coming in and training us in wrestling. So we've got 2 back-to-back UFC fights just coming through here.
So you're obviously the osmosis of your physical fitness rises, your discipline mentality rises. Yeah. What's the feel like? You know, because the Brandon that I met, don't forget, just to recap everyone this is their first time listening to us, I called you 5-6 years ago and said, hey, can you help me with my marketing? And you said, come back to me when you're doing numbers. Yep. I came back to you when I was doing numbers, and also, for full disclosure, did the course. It was so successful that I literally turn ads on for 3 or 4 days at a time and then have to turn it off because I'm getting too many leads. Who I met at the start was different to who I met not that long ago, and it's entirely different energy. I said it off camera before we sat down, like, you are now this sort of like refined, chilled version of Brandon. It's new to me. Talk to me. What's the real feel of that?
It's interesting. The interesting thing about this, not to get sidetracked, but the human brain doesn't speak in the English language, so it's difficult to explain emotions. but it feels like more confidence. Like if I think about it now, I walk differently.
Yep.
Like I'll walk slower. I'm not like rushed or anything like that. Very self-assured, I think. It's probably the best way to put it. Because like obviously there's benefits to like financial security for sure.
Yep.
But then also there's the benefits of, like I know that like I'm physically capable as well. So that feels good. It's just this like self-assurance. Like everything's going to be fine. Like the other thing as well is like life, all your experiences will sit on a normally distributed bell curve. So 50% of your life has to be easier than the other 50%. So when it's really, really easy, there's a tough time coming. When you're in a tough time, there's easy times coming. So whenever things are going really, really well, like sure, I appreciate it. I know that eventually it's going to kind of even out and there's something around the corner, but I'm prepared for it. I'm not like, fuck, this thing's going to cripple me. And then in the moment, like if something pops up, I'm like, yeah, that's going to happen eventually. But like, you know, it will be fine.
What's the most recent thing that made your heart go like, fuck?
I'm not sure. You know what? It was probably as we start. So it would have been martial arts, just as we were like training and sparring more, and like that intensity going up. Because I'd done boxing sparring before, but then we started doing kickboxing sparring and just like throwing the legs in there. I was like, Jesus Christ, this is just like throwing me off. And there was a period where my calendar was like very different to what it is now, where it was like too stacked. It was like from 5 a.m. to 7 p.m. I didn't have a break. Yeah. And so it'd be like martial arts in the morning, like sparring in the morning, and then back-to-back meetings, and then more martial arts training, and then chest training.
Yeah, okay.
And so it's like I'm just either getting physically or intellectually attacked the entire fucking day.
That's
non-stop.
training for burnout.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I was just like more agitated and angry and stuff like that. But then like I've got enough experience to go, all right, well, that was too much. Just like taper it back.
Yeah. So do you think that the thing that rings true there is like I constantly think that I should be doing martial arts. Like I'm a fitness athlete, not a fighting athlete. I'm always like, I can run away from the fight if it happens.
That's the play, to be honest.
Yeah, dude. I mean, most of the time, if heaven forbid you're fighting somebody who doesn't know how to fight, most of the time you're fucked anyway. Yeah. And if you're fighting somebody who doesn't know how to fight, then what are you doing, right? Yeah. The thing that scares me the most about martial arts is getting to that threshold where you're like, okay, there are people that are better than me, but I can hold myself enough that I can handle that situation when it arises. What's the journey like from zero to there?
So at the start, it's just, I mean, Zach would provide a much better answer to this than I would. But in my experience, it's very much just like getting the technique down first. And the thought that came to mind as you were like asking that question, as you're approaching it, is Cameron taught me this. So if you have like an arc, which is like a gauge, and I suppose for the camera angle, over here on the far left would be like very relaxed. Mm-hmm. On the far right would be like burnt out. Flow is kind of in the middle, like at the top of the arc. And then just to the left of that, towards relaxed, the word to describe it is playful. And the word after it to the other side is challenged. And so you're constantly trying to bounce between playful and challenged to find this flow state. And so in my experience, trying to find ways to make things more playful has kind of been like a trigger for flow.
Yep.
So like we'll just do like silly things when we're like doing martial arts or something like that. Like we'll do like 3v1s and like boxing sparring or something.
Okay.
Like that. Or like just dumb games or something like that. Or like there's this one wrist lock that I learned in Krav Maga, which I'm like, this is like you hold their hand like that. It looks kind of silly. And Zach's like, yeah, your challenge this week is to like, and the way you get it is you get it from behind. You kind of you surprise them.
Yeah.
And Zach's like, yeah, your challenge this week is to like get me with that. And now I'm thinking like, I'm going to like rock up to the warehouse early, hide in a dark corner, come on, and shit like that. Like it's kind of fun.
Wow, okay.
But it's when you push too far on the challenge side and you start pushing that way that it becomes counterproductive. So for example, actually you asked me the last question. What's the time they've been like stressed or burnt out or like, fuck. I overcorrected myself and I wanted to do a fucking Shark Tank on like a Saturday morning with like a week's notice, which is basically Zach was going to get like 12 guys down here that all had fight experience and then just go like round round for round, and then we were going to have like a big spinning wheel to like pick a fighter between rounds.
Hectic.
But then that would have been counterproductive because I'm like, I've just started kickboxing sparring. These guys have been doing it for years. This is going to be counterproductive. So you got to kind of know where you are. And like whenever you are more on the challenge side, just find a way to make it more playful.
Yeah. Do you think that in the pursuit of, there's almost a belief, I think, with business owners, you get to a certain point where you're like, the more I challenge myself, the more success I get. So I got to keep challenging myself. You never really, that explanation you gave is really good, that flow is in the middle of playful and challenging. That point between flow state and challenging, I feel like is the biggest growth. The gap between flow and playful is the growth for purpose. That's where you're like, I actually enjoy what I'm doing. The challenge comes at a reward and the reward comes at a challenge. Yeah. Do you think that?
I agree. Like stress, I've always kind of used the analogy that it's like progressive overload in like weights training. So if I look at a journal I had from like 2019 where I wrote down things that stressed me out. Yeah. I'd be like, if I read them down, I'm like, dude, that's like not even a blip on my radar anymore. Yeah. Like, whereas now the things, and I'm sure the same thing that things that stress me out now, I can't really think of any to be honest, but the things that stress me out now in even a year's time, I'll look back at them like, yeah, who fucking cares? It's like Tuesday morning.
Oh, dude, this is a whole thing. Like, you know, I was talking to a business owner yesterday and he's in a completely different industry. He's a completely different tax bracket. You know what I mean? Like fucking cruising. And he's telling me about some of the problems he's experienced in the past, 25 years of business. And you're like, oh, my problems are duck shit on the footpath.
It doesn't matter.
Compared to this guy. Yeah. And then young, immature me goes, well, he could solve all of my problems with one bank transfer that he wouldn't feel at all. Why doesn't he just do that? Because that's not what it's about.
Exactly.
It's about, I've got to deal with those problems that are this big to him, but are fucking ginormous to me.
You got to learn it the hard way.
Yeah.
It's like you have to learn it the hard way. Otherwise, if someone bails you out, you'll probably just repeat.
You rely on people bailing you out.
Yeah, and then you just get this dependency and then you don't learn anything.
Yeah.
It's kind of,
So you said before, you were like, all right, we're looking at this through the brand and where you perspective. What would it be like if we got professors to look at this from a completely different point of view? You then got your assistant, is that the right word?
Yeah.
Assistant to then source professors and then send out those emails. What was the return rate on those emails?
I can't remember. We had a couple responses. We had one person who was the head professor of, it was the University of Sydney's entire department, but he was busy at the time, so he referred me to someone else. But I think we had a couple responses. It was more Ash dealing with it than I was. But then once I got in contact with Yuri, had a Zoom call with him, I'm like, yep, this guy seems to know his stuff. So we just work on like an hourly basis. Yeah.
Wow. Because I'm in a position now where I'm trying to do the same amount of invoices for a larger invoice amount, deal with bigger companies, and I'm stuck in this loop of like, don't forget, I'm a 1.5 man operation. Yep. I'd say 2 man operation, but my partner Riz has just gone through IVF, so she's more likely going to be out of the business, and it's wholly and solely me. So I'm having this conversation like, how do I identify who the people are that I need to speak to, procurement officers? Yeah. How do I speak to them in their language? How do I understand the language? How do I make the offer really valuable? And then how do I try and take a problem that they've already solved and solve it better for them?
Yeah. One of the things I think you had to come from their perspective. So this is not talking from experience, but talking from like marketing principles that I know. They're constantly thinking like, what's in it for me? And you got to acknowledge that, all right, they're probably busy, so my email has to be short, fairly succinct. They had to be able to scan read it. There has to be like a clear call to action. I think if you write that, like if I get an email that's more than like 7 sentences long, I'm like, this is the most disrespectful fucking
Interesting.
So keep it short, I think would be the play. It's relatively easy to find people's emails as well. There's a lot of tools online.
Yeah, usually it's their name at the company.
Quite simple. That's why I can figure out my one. I actually have a secret email that no one knows about.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, do you run 2 phones now?
Yep.
Yeah, that's gangster shit, eh?
Yeah, that was 100% the play. So I've got 2 phones. One of them we call the burner phone, and the other one's just like my regular phone. But the regular phone is like my old phone number that a lot of people have. It has my social media on it. However, the social media is still blocked by Opal. for certain hours, but it's usually just off in my bag unless I'm expecting a text from someone that doesn't have my burner phone.
Right.
Like yourself, I had my phone on this morning.
Yeah.
But it's usually just off at the bottom of my backpack from like Monday to Thursday.
Wow.
And then I just keep the burner phone on me because there's only 6 people that have that phone number and they don't often contact me. Well, it's like Tanisha contacts me, my girlfriend, but like it's like mum, dad, my accountant, Shay and Tim. So it's like unless you're my girlfriend, my parents, or you directly handle my cash.
Yeah.
And log into my bank accounts. But because the problem I had with only having one phone was if I had notifications off or do not disturb, I want to check if there's notifications from those 6 people.
Yeah.
Whereas this one, like I know I can leave that phone next to me. It doesn't have anything else on it, but I know if it rings, when it really rings,
that's something that
it's
you need
actually
to see.
important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm fucking looking forward to getting to that stage, to be honest.
Yeah, it's good fun.
Obviously, I run a business off social media, so I'm quite...
Kind of have to.
With that said, though, I mean, like, most of the shit that I do, I've sort of gone away from the dealing with anyone who wants anything printed to, if you're going to spend this much and more, I'll talk to you.
Yeah.
If not, don't worry about it. So the social media thing sort of lands on deaf ears because you're only talking to people who typically are employees, not employers.
I found this app. Well, I didn't find it. My mate found it and then told me about it, called Beeper. You might want to get that.
Okay.
Basically aggregates all of your messaging app. I probably should have just got this instead of the second phone. Aggregates all of your messaging apps into one and just filters it for certain people.
Wow.
So maybe check that out.
Yeah, all right. Jake, fucking bookmark this. What's the... So, actually, this is a good timestamp, actually, because I got an email from someone in your team saying, hey, your 6 months is up. Mm-hmm. Do you want to renew? Mm-hmm. Tell me, I quite often will watch the workshops that have just happened or even go back and watch my workshop to
really?
Go, yeah. Fucking oath I do.
Yeah, cool.
With that said...
Probably why you're doing well is you actually fucking do what we told you to do.
Yeah, also, we're going to come back to the statistics of the people who do the Where You course because that's a really interesting point.
Yeah, I got fucking loads of stats. We measure so much shit.
Well, the more data you get, the more fucking excited you must get, right?
Yeah.
So my first question, and don't give me the obvious answer like, yeah, give me more money, Jake, but do you think that school community is something that is as valuable as the course itself, especially if you're continuously doing it?
Yeah, I actually didn't think it was. And then I got proven wrong. So I should have listened to my own advice because I'm a sample size of one. I didn't think people cared about it very much. Because I don't like networking events. I think they're more counterproductive.
Preach, brother.
Most of the time. So I didn't think people cared. And then we did our first annual member meetup. I had so many members coming up to me saying, hey, who's in my industry? I want to go talk to them. Who's in the same revenue bracket as me? I want to go talk to them. And I went, oh, you guys give a fuck about this stuff? And then they all started forming their own pods. I was watching the room. I was like, what the fuck?
Dude, like, tax brackets. That's what they're doing.
Yeah, that's basically what it was. They were all like, and then they stayed back like after, like I left. They were all still there. I was like, bye, everyone. Bye, man. And so, yeah, like people really value that. Like, cause we're doing quarterly member meetups now. End of financial year, end of calendar year is in person. The other 2 quarters are virtual.
Yep.
Yeah, I didn't think they cared, but I mean, like you might not care. I didn't think people care. So there's certainly people that don't care, but the vast majority of them really give a fuck. I didn't think they would.
I think there's a certain element of like you log in and you see such and such who just started.
Yeah.
And that gives you a thing of like, I remember when I put my message in, hey guys, I'm Dickhead Jake who runs
Yeah.
And then you sort of have this force subconscious of like, how far have I come since that point and what has this person got ahead of them? And also you can sort of judge who's going to do well at their fucking workshop based off how they present themselves in that first thing.
Yeah. I also think I could do a better job of cultivating the community. I had a meeting with another one of my coaches, Taki, yesterday afternoon about doing that. So there's some stuff we want to do, like city-specific member meetups, and then we'll have a certain member in each city that's like the social butterfly, which will coordinate those, and we'll pay for like the drinks tab or something like that,
right,
or dinner or whatever.
Yeah.
And then the other thing we want to do like industry-specific calls. So I certainly think there's more I could and will do to like cultivate the community, because up until now it's just been for the support.
Yep. The support is more what I'm asking about, but I love the community aspect of it because I think the business, like I'm down in Bunbury, I've got like 5 good business mates and we catch up once a month, closed door, full transparency.
Yeah.
Outside of that, man, everyone that I talk to, like my mates and that, it's like you're talking Cantonese to them. They don't
Exactly.
There's no relatability. There's no understanding what you're going
That
through.
was always something I struggled with as well. Like me and Sev will catch up. I think we're catching up like next week because like me and Tim will talk about, I mean, we don't have anything else to talk about. But we'll talk about business and stuff like that. But like the vast majority is like, I can't really like, that's why I have so many coaches because I got to talk to them about it.
Yep.
But yeah, I reckon for sure, yeah, you're on the right track.
Do you think as far as like the technical aspect of, I don't fuck with Google ads, I only do Facebook ads. Do you think, especially with the Andromeda update, is that what it's called?
Yeah.
For the technical aspect, do you think the school community is valuable in that regard?
To a degree, not as much as the community, because I had this conversation with so many members where like they were trying to come up with upsells for me. I'm like, no, that's not that helpful. That's not that helpful. That's not that helpful. Because, and I agree with them. Like, and they told me, it's like, yeah, like once you get ads humming, it's not that hard to make them, like, you just spend more on ads. It's not that hard.
Yeah.
And so it's like, why don't you charge you for that information? You know what to do to spend more on ads, and then an ad doesn't work, you make a different ad. It's not that fucking hard. It's getting going that's difficult and getting them working in the first place. And so I don't think like more support it's certainly not as valuable in the second 12 months that it is in the first 6, for sure.
True. Yeah, good point. Because I mean, I haven't run an ad this year at all yet. To record, edit, let's times that by 3, do a away motivator, toward motivator, and just a fucking free run. And then to post those, do the copy, do all the bullshit and turn them on is maybe a 3-hour process for me now. Yep. Just because I've done the reps.
Yeah.
I think the big thing is like, a big thing with Facebook marketing is like sometimes the button changes are so small, but they make all the difference.
Yeah, exactly. Or they like roll out a new feature, a new layout or something like that. And then you have a quick fire questions like, hey, which button do I press now? It's like, this one's all right. And then that's your question. It's not that hard. Fundamentally, like if you literally didn't if you didn't log into Ads Manager for like a year and a half and then logged back in, you probably have some problems. Yeah. But if you're in it like once a month, that's enough. Yeah. It's not that hard.
Also, you start to understand the vernacular of it as well.
Yeah, you get it. And then it's just like anything. You use it more and more often. Then eventually, like, sometimes you don't even need to ask the question. You'll just like look at it and then go, oh, they just changed that button. Like, I had to figure that out.
Yeah.
Like, they change the button every fucking month.
Yeah, it's one of those examples where you're just talking to someone in the industry who sees it every day. So they're like, oh, it's green instead of blue now.
Yeah.
Like, does Facebook still do the shit where when you're running your workshop, half the class will get one interface and the other half will get the other?
Yeah, I still got that.
Dude, that sucks.
So annoying.
Right, dude, that's like AI pricing at fucking Coles and Woolies now.
What?
You haven't heard about this?
No, what's this?
Bro, so you have to create an account when you do your online shopping, right?
Yeah.
It knows you because of that, and it's linked to fucking your Facebook and your porn searches and everything, whatever. Yeah. It will give you different pricing based off your lifestyle.
Oh, don't flight center bookings do this too?
Oh, probably.
Yeah, someone told me about this.
So in the newer Woolies and Coles, they have digital price tags. They'll change.
That's so annoying.
In real time. Bro, what the fuck are we doing? They fucked us.
Oh, fucking
we won't give you a social credit score, but we'll change your prices and shit.
Forget fucking close, though.
Dude, they see a different nationality walk past, they're like, fucking $1 more.
It's like that Family Guy meme where they're at the border. It's like, what's the skin color?
Yeah, dude. Literally.
Oh, man,
well, I think the crazy part about it was lower income families were paying more for particular foods and it was the cheaper end of the spectrum. And it just so happened to be, not racist, fucking don't judge me, but it's like the lower income families also happened to be darker skin. Yeah. So the darker the skin and the less money that the family made, the more expensive the food was.
That's so fucked.
Bro, what are we doing?
That's so grim.
But this is one of those things, like you or I pay $5,000 for a Gucci shirt and they give them to Jared Leto.
Yeah.
It's the same shit.
So
stats of workshop attendees. Now, I asked you in the last podcast, I said, out of how many people go to a workshop?
About 80 now.
80. Out of 80, you're going to have 2 of them that are going to make tens of millions of dollars because of it.
Yeah.
You're probably going to have 20% of them that are going to make nothing. They'll leave that and go, oh, I was right. He's a rip-off. It's an upsell, fucking blah. And then everyone in the middle sort of does something. Tell me about the stats.
Yeah, so the 3, we surveyed 200 of our members last year, and there was some interesting stats. So there's 3 core things. It was 1, if you attended an in-person workshop and didn't even turn your ads on, you were just there. Statistically speaking, on average, you had 2.3K a month to the business just by being there.
Really?
If you were in a workshop. And then the other thing as well, because we used to do live streams last year, If you did an in-person workshop, months down the line, you gave us a 9.4 out of 10. If you did a live stream months later, you gave us an 8.8. Even though we scored the same 9.4 MPS at the end of the second day for both in-person and live stream, months later, live streamers just had a worse experience. So we just cut out live streams this year. We're only doing in-persons now. So the first thing is you attend an in-person workshop. Congratulations. Second thing is if you turn your ads on, the business will grow. It was literally like, are your ads on? Yes, the business grew.
Wait, let me write this down.
Yeah. And then the third one was if you attend an in-person workshop and then once your ads are on, it was labeled as regularly attend advisory calls, you grow 2.3 times faster than people that just turn their ads on. So the winning combination is sit in the room, turn your ads on, go to advisory calls. Yeah. And then it was difficult I wish if I had to do that survey again, I would have filtered by industry and stuff like that, because there were some people that went from like 50K a month to 350K a month. But some will go from like 30 to 60 or things like that. Yeah. What I'm going to do, and why I'm actually working with Yuri on this math and statistics thing, is we're going to design a database, which is also a check-in system for members. Yep. Because then we'll be able to track all of these stats for members. But it's very tricky to do because you had to design the database in a way that it gets the data that we need, but isn't a massive chore for them to execute.
Yeah, and also it's not too invasive.
Yeah, not too invasive.
Because you don't want to be like, we need your profit and loss sheet every 3 months.
Exactly. So we're designing that at the moment. And then we'll be able to do check-ins for members.
See, it was actually crazy because we sat down about this time last year and I was like, hey, I've got this goal of I want to do 100K a month. Mm-hmm. That's where I want the business to be. At the time we were doing 20, I want to say comfortably, but I was still, pounding the payment, making calls, doing the thing, getting most things through organic shit on Facebook and Instagram. Yeah. That level, and then I built my system. Halfway through building the system, I was like, oh, where are you? Called, it was young Jake actually, he just started. Have you still got him on your team?
Yep.
Yeah, sick. Yeah, he was fucking weapon, that dude.
Yeah, 55% close, right?
Yeah, huge. And isn't he like 21?
21 or 22. He started training MMA as well because he saw Jack is like a fucking cage fighter. And he's like, well, he's beating me. He does MMA. I'm going to do that too. So now he trains here as well.
So good. So good. But yeah, came to the workshop and just did the stuff, you know what I mean? Like turned the ads on, did all the things. Like, this is fucking great. I'm getting like 5, 10, 15 leads a day sometimes. And also, I've then changed the business because when you haven't dealt with leads before, you then have to put a whole bunch of little like catches and systems and criteria in place.
Deal with the volume.
So the business steps up, I step up, everything steps up. And then I sort of like stood back. I'm like, all right, we're comfortable. We're a bit above comfortable now. We can actually look at our physical processes and like hone things in there. And I'm talking to my bookkeeper, my mum, and I was like, oh, I'm not sure what the money's doing. Like, I know we're all good and like I can afford fuel and shopping, so I don't have to stress. And she goes, yeah, no, you did like 32,500 last week into the bank, not invoice, into the bank.
Yeah.
I did what?
Yeah.
She goes, yeah, you did 32.5 into the bank. Like, that's your money.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's fucking crazy. So what have we been doing? Ever since we doubled.
Yes.
Immediately doubled and maintained doubled the whole time, which was landing on about 40, 45 a month. And it's like literally the clear path between like we're just grinding, doing things really hard, turn on marketing, up our systems, just get more efficient. And essentially we're doing the same amount of work but making the double amount of money, and then had this fucking crazy week right at the end of the year where it's like, yeah, dude, 32.5 in a week.
Yeah.
It's like, Jesus.
Yeah,
the through line here is like, well, how do we get to 100? Because it's obviously possible.
Yeah. Well, that was the question I was going to ask. So you went from 40 to 80. So what do you need to do to get to 100?
No, I went from 20 to 40.
20 to 40.
To get to 100,
yeah,
I need to increase the invoice amount, send the same amount of invoices, and essentially get away from shit where it's like, hey, can we get 2 of those shirts and 3 of those hats and 5 of those things? We just need like, hey, can we get 50 high-vis shirts with a name and a logo?
Yeah, so it's just optimizing for the customer.
Correct.
Yeah, it's the same thing we did when we had, like prior to the With You bull run, we'd do 100K a month, 25K of it would be With You, and then the other 75K would be a bunch of different variations of done-for-you solutions. And then we went, all right, we're going to not do that anymore. We kept those clients, and then as they like slowly left, we just didn't replace them. We're just going to do with you. So there's one very specific customer. And then we get it even more specific. Like that's why so many people get fucking excluded from joining, because we're like, all right, well, it didn't work for that person. You're not allowed in.
So many butthurt business owners as well.
Yeah. So it's just what I talked about this with Sev, actually, just text messaging him yesterday. Just optimizing for who's the ideal customer, and the ideal, it sounds like you've identified them. They want to do bulk orders, and so it's like, all right, because it's like death by 1,000 cuts. So let's say, for example, you do 100. Okay, what are you're at 40 now? 80,
40-ish.
So let's say you're at 40K a month now, and you do 20K. 20 of that is the bulk orders that you like, and then the other 20 is just like these little random things. There's all this, the little random things, 20K. There's all this wastage that happens where like they're smaller orders, so there's time between you doing things. You should actually, if I had it here, I would give it to you. This book called, I think it's just called The Toyota Way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it's about their approach to basically like factory aligned systems and stuff like that. Really good. There's a lot of other systems thinking books you could read, because they have this thing they call, I think I'm pronouncing it correctly, MUDA, which is like any actions that do not contribute to value for the customer. So for example, in your instance, it might be loading different designs on, or like literally just walking from one part of the warehouse to the other part of the warehouse.
Yep.
Whereas if you had to do 100 orders in a row, you stay in one spot. You don't have to keep walking back and forth, back and forth.
I'm there, right? Because let's say, great example, someone comes to me, they've just started their business, they're a chippy, right? And they go, oh yeah, I've got a couple of blokes, so I'll need some high-vis shirts. And I do quoting, so I need some polos. And can we do one pink shirt for my missus? Yeah, one
random thing here.
But hers, can we make it a different color and a little bit smaller?
Yeah, exactly.
So it's not just the printing. Dude, the printing's easy. It's the mock-ups. It's the correspondence. It's all the bullshit. The cunt's going to spend $400.
Yeah, it's like death by 1,000 cards.
Dude. And then, for example, you come along, you're like, Jake, here's the artwork. I would need 30.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I just text you. Oh, how many for 500 of this one?
Dude. And this is, you know, the crazy thing is, I had this really... Yeah, I assume everyone listens. I had this really average customer who wanted a massive order, but everything on the order was different. Yeah. I'm not saying that the customer is average. I'm saying the request is average. Yeah. If you're listening, it's a fucking conversation, right? Now I think that order was worth about $3,000. The same day, I get an email from my biggest customer. Hey, Jake, we've just taken over this premises in Mandurah. They've got 50 staff members. We need 3 shirts each, 2 pairs of pants each, 1 T-shirt. You know what we have.
Yeah, thanks. Send me the invoice. Someone process it.
Bro, what are we doing? Yeah, you know, and it's literally copy and paste, send the invoice, and they pay it that day.
Yeah, exactly.
You know? And it's like, well, how do we get more of that and less of this? Because I'm responsible for both of them. Yeah. I'm responsible for saying yes to both of them.
Yeah, sometimes it's just putting your foot down, saying, no, we just don't do that anymore. Sometimes it can be your messaging as well. So, for example, you could probably look at certain ads that you run and they attract people that just want to do like 5 or 7 searches or something like that.
My first ads were exactly this. We do everything.
I think we talked about this.
We do,
We do everything. It's like, well, if you do everything, you're going to attract everyone. Yeah. Whereas if the messaging is very tailored to, hey, this is big, even down to the content, showing like big orders and stuff like you know, your minimum order of 500 starts at this and stuff like that. So that person goes, oh, this is exactly what I need.
Yeah. Yeah, see, and that's then you got the two sides of the messaging, right? So you go, do we say, hey, here's our minimum spend, or do you go, I can do 100 shirts for this? It's the same message, but it's angled differently,
positioned differently, and people respond to different things. Like, we teach this in the workshops where you filter for the right person. So you basically just write the first sentence of the ad in a way so that the wrong person just goes, oh, this isn't for me. They keep scrolling. So even just mentioning like the minimum order and average order and in the first sentence of your ad, so the people that just want to get like a shirt as a joke or something like that, they just keep scrolling. Yeah. It's I think that's interesting because I constantly go to as the customer, what do I want to see? Obviously, that's the best way to do it. Yeah. And the thing that I keep going back to, especially with ads, is I think I'm at a point now where my customers aren't on Facebook looking for a good deal on their uniforms. So you go, all right, I think marketing in general, I'm just about to step into a place of marketing the podcast, so getting clips that I know perform well, putting money behind them, where would you land that actually? As in marketing the podcast?
Marketing the podcast.
Good question. I actually think the podcast isn't a bad way to get in front of the right business owners, because business owners watch a lot of podcasts. This is mostly business owners, and I see you have like local politicians and stuff on, so they'll be watching. That makes sense. I actually don't think it's about like, do you run ads for your company like in the podcast, like little clips or anything like that, or do you just put in the description or something?
So yes and no. There's always a through line somewhere for Outfit Co.
Yeah.
What I tend to do, and like we're going to break the fourth wall here, is I talk about our processes and our growth in the podcast.
Yeah,
because
see the idea,
lands a lot better than going like, and for your uniforms.
Yeah.
Dude, suck me off, you know? Like you're better off just to, what do you call it, peripherally explain the value.
Yeah, you just see the idea. Yeah.
So I think, you're right. I am aiming for big business owners in Bunbury to come on the podcast, because I get to form this personal relationship, gain trust, and go, oh, dude, if you're ever, I don't want to be a supplier, but if you're ever in need, you need them straight away and printed and on the backs of your boys in like 48 hours, talk to me, because it's a stress, but I can make it happen.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, exactly.
When you're the B, maybe you can become the A, or if they just want to go straight to being an A supplier, even better.
Yeah, I think the podcast is certainly like a play for that. And because you don't need many either.
No.
Like you don't need, it's exactly what we were talking about before. Like you don't want 100 customers, well not at the moment, you don't want 100 customers doing little small orders and stuff like that. You just need like 4 whales, so to speak.
Yeah. Yeah, so we've figured it out. My biggest customer, if I had another 5 of those, which for the record, I think he has maybe 100 blokes under him.
Yeah.
And he's gone from 20 to 100 in like 3 years.
Yeah.
Right? If I had another 4 or 5 of those, you could just stop answering emails.
Yeah. You could probably just do that by direct outreach, to be honest.
Yeah, of course.
Especially if you're in Bunbury.
So now we go back to the original question. Who are they? What's their language, and what's the offer that I'm going to give them that actually does add value to their experience?
Yeah, exactly. Like where are they hanging out as well? I still think they're on Facebook.
Dude, I think they're on LinkedIn.
You reckon?
Yeah, they're all fucking weird, dude.
You could probably do direct outreach then.
Do you think, going back to the original question, so marketing the podcast, say I've got a discography of clips. I know what works. I know what has worked.
Yep.
So let's get all the ones that have got, say, over 5,000 views and just put them on a campaign to fucking everyone in Bunbury.
I actually don't think ads would be the way to go for the podcast, to be honest.
Really?
No, I don't think so. Because a couple of things. One, so let's say you drive traffic to the YouTube from social media, the average view duration will be really, really poor, and it'll fuck up the YouTube algorithm, won't know who to show it to next. Me and Aiden actually talked about that. That's why we don't run ads to our YouTube videos.
Wow.
Which I would do. It's also why I stopped emailing them to people. I was emailing them to people for a while just to get some traction. But now we just let the algorithm work it out, because people that are on YouTube are there to watch YouTube. Whereas if you pull someone off Instagram to watch long form, it doesn't really play out that way more often than not. I don't think ads would be the way to go. I think short form would be. And then, like, if you want to focus on Bunbury, like mentioning Bunbury in the first 3 seconds or 4 seconds, or something obviously about Bunbury. Yeah, even if it's like on the screen, like I saw you had like some politician from Bunbury or something like that. Even if you have it flash up so and so from Bunbury politics, whatever.
I wonder if the news, you know, the rolling words down the bottom of the news. I wonder if that would. Dude, you know what I found just lately is posting. We spoke about this just before. So monetizing the podcast, which is something that hasn't really happened too much yet. But I had on Ben Small. He's our local member, our local federal member for Forest, which is our catchment.
I was thinking of, yeah.
He, hey?
That's probably who I was thinking
That's
of.
a dude, yeah. And then he was talking about the fishing ban. The fishing ban is a big deal in Bunbury.
Saw that, yeah.
Fucking huge. I post a 10-minute clip out of the podcast on Facebook, goes bananas. 3 hours in, I turn on monetization.
Yeah.
Right? It continues to go bananas. Another clip. So that clip, the segment that I posted was horizontal, wide view. Then I posted just a normal vertical 50-second clip. That goes bananas. And it starts making pennies, but it's making money. I'm like, holy fuck, I need to post the podcast on Facebook. So I've been posting the podcast on Facebook. And people, the average duration is like 8.5 minutes, which means 2 things. People are watching it for 30 seconds and going, fuck no. Some people are watching the whole fucking thing.
Makes sense.
And there's over 1,000 views on something.
That's a good bit of feedback, because all you want to do, and all I'm trying to do, is just repeat successful actions. And so once you like identify something, all right, well that worked, let's just do more of that. So there's a couple of things there that I mentioned. Well, kind of supported what I've mentioned before, like mentioning Bunbury, because then it's geographically relatable. People in Bunbury are like, what's going on in Bunbury? I live here. This has to do with me. I'll just double down on that. I just try and find with like all of your guests some way to mention something somewhere in Bunbury. There was fucking, was it Fitzy's, that bar and stuff?
Yeah.
DJ there once or twice or something like that.
Yeah, don't act like you don't know it.
Yeah, I don't know why. I haven't been there in 8 years. I remember Fitzy's. Like, I don't even have to think about that fucking name.
Dude, Fitzy's been on the podcast, by the way.
Yeah, I remember that one. Yeah. Sick, yeah.
He doesn't have Fitzy's anymore. It's still called Fitzgerald.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, he's in the cafe game now. But yeah, I think that so what I did with the most recent podcast to A/B it, I got the podcast and re-edited it so the whole thing was in vertical. So I posted the whole podcast vertical so you don't have to do the full screen thing, but it's also posted horizontal just so I can go which one performs better.
Let's test it, yeah.
So I'll probably do the same with yours.
Do you know which one won?
Huh?
Which version won?
I only posted 3 days ago.
Yeah. I'll probably just do both all the time anyway.
It's probably the move. Probably the move. My poor fucking laptop, because I've got a MacBook Pro. It's probably like a year and a bit old now.
Yeah.
When I used to edit podcasts, it would take 24 hours to process them.
Oh, fuck.
Now, I mean, it still takes
a while.
That thing is just constantly churning out fucking clips, horizontal, now vertical, now 10-minute segments, fucking all the rest. And also, like, you're running, like, by the time a video makes it online, it's been through, like, so many different processes because you've gone, like, actually export it and then process it through this AI, add captions, put it in later.
Kind of loses a couple bits every time.
Yeah. So it does suck. By the time it hits Instagram, it's a little bit how are you? But at this point, I think volume is still better than quality.
I just like smash the volume and find out what works later.
Yeah. I mean, even running these 1080 fucking streaming cams could be a bad thing. It's like, but I can do a podcast a week. I can get here, set up in 20 minutes and shoot and pack up and fuck off and it's all good.
Yeah, exactly. That's like me and Zach have these little DJI Osmos.
Yeah.
He films all our sessions in 4K. I'm like, bro, why? It takes so long to put on my laptop. I don't need to fucking see me get bashed in 4K. 1080's fine, man.
Let me zoom into my very stressed face.
Oh, look, I'm getting choked out.
You can see the veins in your eyelids.
Yeah, literally.
Shit. Have you been choked unconscious in your...
Nah, not yet.
Not yet?
Not yet. I've been choked a lot.
Yeah.
But not out.
Yeah, I feel like, because there's obviously a threshold between, like, I can get out of this and I don't want them to know that I've lost.
Yeah. Yeah, and, like, the other thing as well, like, the training I'm doing, it's very, like, I don't fight. It's all sparring, and it's just for fun.
Yep.
To be very clear. Like, it's just for fun. Will, like, challenge me every now and then, but it's more like learning the technique. Like, I got a Krav Maga grading this Sunday.
Okay.
And so Hilton's coming in like 3 or 4 times this week, and we're just going through the flow. And I'm trying to, I want to do well, obviously. And so I'm trying to understand like what the grading process looks like. Like, do they look for speed, or do they look for this? Or he's like, no, they just want to see like it's like performed well and executed well and it's effective. So
pure
like,
technical then.
Yeah, like we're doing gun disarms and stuff like that.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and like knife disarms and all this shit. It's really
hectic.
Fun. Like that's I don't know where it is, but it's like a rubber blue gun in there and like a rubber knife.
I see you got the rubber throwing stars as well.
Yeah. Oh, actually, we've got another coach start. I think he's starting this Friday. Weapons coach.
Sick.
So it took a while for Zach to find him, but he's going to be training me in like bow staff, nunchucks, and throwing stars.
Wow. Dude, nunchucks is hilarious.
Yeah, they're fun. This is like YouTube video, like, because I'm all right with them. But you just YouTube search how to impress people with nunchucks, and there's like 18.
Dude,
videos.
if you told me to close my eyes and imagine someone who plays with nunchucks, it's fucking Brandon Willington.
It's so much
it's
fun.
fully you. Hey?
It's fun to fuck around with them and stuff like that. It's so funny because like Zach will be training people. I'll be like on Zoom calls with the sales team, like flicking them around and stuff.
Yeah. Ridiculous. So between and you I feel I'll preface this with, tell me if it's too personal, you don't want to get into it, but I don't feel like you're that person. When we last spoke on the podcast, you were in a very comfortable financial position.
Yeah.
You've been very public with some of the successful months that you've had. Yeah. So before we get into the weeds, brag to me. What have those months looked like in the past 6 months?
So 2025 was, we averaged like 300, 400K a month the first like 6 months. And then July, we had our first $500,000 month. August, September, October we did our first million month. We did 1.1 mil, and it was like 25% profit. November, December, we just went back to like, November was like 600K, December was 500K, and that was just like 2 weeks in the month. We're at 1.1 mil again now. I won, what did I win? I won Australian Young Entrepreneur of the Year for marketing.
Yep.
That was a big deal to me because I was a finalist in 2022. Not sure why, because I didn't achieve very much. But winning that meant a lot. I got a commendation for the Growth Award for the Entourage. I came second. I should have actually won that though, because they had my P&L based off of July, not October.
Wow.
Yeah. So when I won the marketing award for Australian Young Entrepreneur of the Year, I applied earlier in the year when the applications opened.
Yep.
But then as soon as we hit $1 million a month, the next day, because they request your profit and loss statement.
Yep. Oh, so you've re-upped.
I went up. So I emailed them again to go, hey, I don't know if you picked the winners yet, but if this helps, here's my P&L every month for the last 18 months.
Wow.
And so they can see it goes from went from 29K a month in October 2024 to $1 million in October 2025, so 40x in like 12 months. Wow. And I can see in my email tracker they kept opening it. So I was like, I think we're on here.
Wow.
And then
they kept opening it.
Yeah, they kept opening it. They responded and said, no, we haven't picked winners yet. Thanks for sending this through. But I saw the email tracker, they kept opening it.
Wow.
So I was like, I think we're on here. And they even mentioned to me afterwards, they're like, that growth's insane.
That's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
That honestly gives me like a really hopeful perspective, because it's like I'm sitting here going like, I know I can do 40, but I really want to do 100 a month. You know, this is what I was saying before, talking to Homeboy yesterday. I'm going like, my problem's a duck shit on the footpath compared to his. And it's like, I mean, a $40,000 month would probably make you cry right now, you know? If you were doing 40 in your business, you probably couldn't turn the lights on for 40.
Well, we had a similar conversation when we did the first podcast, and I was at like $500,000 or like slightly under. Like
you were just under $500,000.
Yeah, and I was saying, I was like, man, am I fucking retarded? Like everyone around is doing $1 million, and I just want $1 million. Now I'm like, be careful how I say this, but like as soon as we ticked over $1 million like this month, I like turned to my team and I'm like, I feel nothing. Yeah. But like it's like you always like on the. Again, I'm trying to be careful how I phrase this, so it's not like cocky or anything like that. But like you're always like on this kind of admittedly hedonic treadmill of just trying to go more and more and more. Like I won't feel that buzz again until we hit 2 mil. And again, it will go away after 17 seconds.
This is the problem, dude. You know, I was my most recent guest, Dave Faulkner, he owns a electrical business. Yeah. And he's gone from strength to strength to strength. And, you know, he was telling me when he first hit that $1 million status on Zero, he goes, you know, I refreshed it, saw the million. My missus got me $1 million note framed, put it up in my office. He goes, sometimes we do that in 2 weeks now.
Yeah. Literally, it's not even like a blip on the fucking radar. Like we did, Tim came downstairs. I think it was me and Zach down here. And Tim came downstairs. He's like, hey, we did like 83K today. I was like, oh, that's cool. I was like, dude, that used to be like an entire month for us. Like not long ago either.
Yeah.
But like, I don't want to make it sound like I'm not grateful. Like for sure, I certainly am grateful. But like, the goal is always like more. One thing that Jeremy was good at training me out of was like stagnation and like staying in the same place. Like there's a cost of being at 1 million and not 2 million. That cost is 1 million.
Wow.
Yeah. So like not being at 2 million is costing me 1 million right now.
That's crazy.
And so the other thing as well is like when you get the positive feedback, like the successes, you go, and then you just do more of it.
Yep.
And it's like, well, like we figured out yesterday how to go to like 2.5 mil a month. I'm like, all right. Like I figured out how to do 30 mil in a year. And then I did the math again. I figured, if we do this, I figured out how to do 60 mil in a year. And then, but like now that I know how to do it, not doing it is costing me
that much money.
That difference, you know?
Yeah. So you told me in our last podcast you were, I don't know if these are verbatim, but you're a bit irresponsible with your spending habits, especially personally. Have you reined that in?
I have. Don't look
with
around.
the fucking where is it?
I'll tell you a funny story actually. So December of 2024 when the bull run like started.
Yeah.
And I was like, I think we're on here. First thing I did was like, I need a fucking grown up because I'm going to fumble this. like a financial grown up. And so I met with Jamie Rhodes, who's, I think he's the CFO or COO of Night Owl, big hospitality group. He's been like a mentor of mine since I was like 18. And I always go to him for like grown up financial advice. And I was like, we're talking about like what to invest the money and stuff like that. And I go, hey, is having a wealth advisor like or a financial advisor, like, is that the play? He goes, yeah, like that can certainly be useful. And he gave me a reference, and I met with them, and I had the meeting with them, and I said, look, right now I'm worth fuck all. But if you go off my forecast for the next year, I might be worth something in a couple months' time. And they're like, and I was like, hey, if this is a waste of your time, let me know. I can just leave. Yep. They're like, no, honestly, good play coming in sooner rather than later. A lot of people leave it's way too late and they've squandered everything.
Yep.
I was like, okay, cool. And so they're going to set up like an investment fund for me and stuff like that. But you needed like $100K minimum to set it up.
Right.
And then like middle of the actually it was around when we had our first podcast, around the middle of the year or something like that. I had like all this cash, a couple $100,000 sitting in the bank. And I was getting real itchy to buy something. So I was like, called Declan. He's probably going to watch this because he follows me on Instagram. Called Declan, who's my like wealth advisor, whatever. I don't know what his actual title is, to be honest. Sorry, Declan. I was like, hey man, like, should we set up that investment fund? Like, we got some decent cash now.
Yeah.
He goes, yeah, man, all right. He called Aaron, my accountant. Aaron's like, nah, let's not do it yet because he's going to have a big tax bill. We need the cash for that.
Right.
So he calls me back and he's like, yeah, Aaron said he's going to have a big tax bill. Let's wait another year. And then like just have, if you got a hole burning in your pocket though, like pay off the rest of the ATO debt, because I think we had like $100,000 left or something like that. Because I could have paid it off in one hit. I don't want to give them the fucking satisfaction. So
give him $1 a week, you know?
Yeah, you can fuck off. But we've paid it off anyway. But it's like if you've got a hole burning in your pocket, like don't go blowing it or anything. But don't.
I bought an Audi R8. I'm
sorry. And then like don't do anything stupid. I was like, okay. And then the next week, I got this warehouse.
Oh, no way.
And then fitted out this warehouse. Maybe a couple of weeks after that, I got the Audi R8. And then he emailed Ash, my EA, to catch up with me. He goes, hey, he can do Zoom or he can come in. I was like, I told him to come in. So like, I was like, but he was already following me on Instagram, so already knew.
So he knew.
Yeah, I was expecting him to come in, see two cars in the driveway, his Batcave, like, what the fuck did I just tell you?
It burnt straight through my pocket and into the dealership.
Yeah. And it was funny because like Aiden, who's in there, we'll talk about this, but like the bank account's still going up. So like I think to answer your original question, like have I reined in the spending? Yes, I have, proportional to what it is now. It was actually interesting because I recently actually approached it the same way that I approached quitting drinking.
Right. Because
it was like an identity thing, right? And so the identity that I had just liked instant gratification and just like squandering money, and admittedly a lot of ego as well. And so I had to like adopt this more mentality of like a higher purpose of like this goal of like, there's a lot of people that I'm responsible for. There's like, I like sponsoring fighters now. Like I don't know, it feels good. And so that higher purpose. So I've certainly actually spent significantly less money just as a result of that. Like I check the bank account now. I'm like, man, this just keeps going up. And it's like, oh, why would I have somebody just stop buying random shit?
Is that like, I know I've just recently turned on the notifications when people pay you.
Oh yeah,
because that's like an Oscar Ledlin thing. He posts his screen. You know Oscar? He's East Coast. He does a podcast with Troy Candy. He's like in a building. He's in the building space. He's a developer. Anyway, he sometimes posts the screen recording of just like
the Stripe notifications,
such and such, such and such, and like sometimes it's like a 1 point something million. Sometimes it's hundreds of thousands. Sometimes it's 47. You're like, and they're just continuous. You're like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
So I turn it on for me. And like, you know, you get the 350, the 900, and then you get like a 3,500. You're like, oh, that's fucking. What's that feel like when it's fucking big numbers?
Yeah, I think the most I've done in a day, I think it's like 110.
Crazy.
Yeah. I like the first day of the calendar month and the 15th day of the calendar month because all of our scheduled recurring invoices hit that day. And then at like 4 p.m. it's just.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's good, but again, it's like it's the hedonic treadmill. You kind of get used to it. That sounds cocky, but you know what I mean.
Nah, dude, this is the thing. Like I'm trying to through the whole. It's overused this word, but through the whole idea of like manifestation and understanding what the feeling is. I'm trying to get there before I get there. So I completely am just like, tell me, I'm soaking it up. You know.
Yeah, it's Yeah, then you count them and stuff like that. And it feels good, and it's like, man, like, and you think, and you're even more grateful because you're like, man, like fucking 18 months ago, I was considering running away from the country because I had so much ATO debt. So, but like now it's like, yeah, it's that security and the self-assurance that I was talking about before. I'm like, all right, I think we're on here. We just had to, my dad always told me when I was texting him, like, because I always just text my dad like how much money we're making because he likes knowing. He drives the fucking R8 more than I do.
Sick.
Yeah, he's like, I'm barely in Perth, so I just give it to dad. Yeah, he always said, just focus. Like, you were doing the right thing. All you had to do was just focus. I was like, yes, sir. So I just focused.
Is he in business?
No, he was a bus driver for Transperth. I retired him in November. So he was meant to retire in 3 years. I was just doing it now. Yeah. So, yeah.
How old are you?
I'm 30.
So you're 30. Your accessibility to essentially the entire world, your future earning potential, your comfort, your assurance, your confidence, everything is right up.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah.
Do you think that is a sustainable thing? Do you have the confidence to think that you can do that for the rest of your life?
Yeah, I do actually.
Yeah?
Yeah. It's interesting because when in the early stages you kind of have to fight harder and smarter to get those wins and like stack those wins up. You just get gassed out a lot.
Yep. Whereas
now what it feels like is I actually can't remember the last time I felt tired because like you just wake up. I told Tim yesterday, you don't gas out when you're winning. Yeah, it's like I just have so much momentum now, and that momentum kind of carries. And I'm sure there's going to come a day where something really fucking punches me in the liver.
Oh, of course, that's life.
This is going to happen, like we were talking about before. But right now, it's just wee. Like I was anticipating getting tired the last 9 days, where I had to do Melbourne, Miami, Sydney, and Brisbane all back to back to back to back to back.
Yep.
Didn't feel tired at all. I worked like Monday and stuff like that.
Are you flying business?
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up.
I flew business Miami.
Yeah.
I slumbered an economy for the national.
You're sitting there like, these motherfuckers don't even know.
But yeah, I mean, well, maybe it's that. Maybe it is because I'm training more, so I have more energy.
Yeah.
So there's certainly, like, I'm not going to downplay the physical aspect of it either. Certainly, also, I don't drink anymore.
Yeah. Dude, isn't that a thing? When you get your body used to processing so much shit all the time, and then you stop doing that shit. Like I was smoking weed flat out 24/7 up until about this time last year. And dude, I still feel like I have 400% of the energy. Yeah,
no, 100%. It's like, I laugh when I tell people, like, man, I basically just did this on hard mode.
Yeah.
For like the first 10 years. And then also I was used to that. So now it's like you had a chance before.
Yeah.
But now I'm not literally deliberately handicapping myself physically and intellectually.
Dude, you can genuinely speed run now because you've got like, it's like you've been running with weights on your legs and now you're taking the weights off and you're like, oh, I can use my whole brain.
Yeah, like literally, like I wake up in the morning and I'm like, for like 30 minutes. I'm just like, just get up.
Interesting. I just on the way here, I was listening to a podcast and a dude mentioned, so the more fucked up you get, especially on alcohol and look, like me, you probably haven't dabbled in cocaine and MDMA, but same theory. The more you're on these, what do you call them? Not narcotics. The things that like almost disillusion you from reality. It's because you give less of a fuck about the people around you and what they think of you.
Yeah.
I think money does the same thing. I think the more pissed you are, the less you care about other people. The more money you have, the less you care about other people.
Yeah, that's true. That's like... I think me and Aiden recorded a reel about this where people comment on my ads. They're like, do you always dress like a flog? I'm like, yeah, because I can't do that now.
Yeah. Hey, what do you wear, a work uniform? Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I got training after this, man. I can't be fucked.
Yeah, so you get a lot of hate online.
What gave it away?
Dude, and I also feel like you have so little of a fuck about it before you got money anyway.
Yeah.
Like you seem to be just like Teflon Don, you know?
Yeah, like at the start it was just like ego, I reckon. It was like I didn't really care, but now it's more like self-assurance. And then the other thing as well is like anyone that actually knows me knows that I'm a nice person and I'm generous and stuff like that. It's just like, honest, I totally fucking understand why people don't like me. Like if you just saw me for 15 seconds at a time in an ad where I'm deliberately trying to kind of piss you off, yeah, like you're pissed off, like that makes sense. It's kind of the desired effect.
Yeah.
Whereas like when people, it's actually kind of funny. Like I have people that meet me that will, like let's say we have a mutual friend. This happened even when I was DJing. Like, let's say we have a mutual friend. They'll, the mutual friend will tell me, hey, so-and-so that you met was like, man, Brandon was actually like way nicer in person when, when I actually met him. Or it happens in workshops. People will come up to me and like, you're exactly like you're like in the ads, but like I get the realness of it.
The full picture.
The authenticity.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I know that like if someone just sees me for 15 seconds at a time on an Instagram ad where I'm swearing and everyone gets pissed off about me like putting my feet up on the table, I understand they don't like me. But I know if they meet, I've never had any negative interactions in real life ever. Like it's usually at airports people recognize me. I think because there's a high density of business owners traveling. I always have very positive interactions with people.
So you have almost like a celebrity thing.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to say that. But
yeah,
like,
you're not going to say it, I'm saying it.
Yeah, like actually it was funny. Sophie messaged the team on Slack yesterday. She's like, she was in Woolworths and someone came up to her. I was like, do you work with Brandon?
Yeah. Dude.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
But it makes sense because I spend fucking a lot of money on ads. And if you're a business owner, there's a good chance if you open Instagram, I'm going to be on your feed at least twice that day.
Dude, I have bragging rights saying that I was coming up to Perth having Brandon on the podcast. My business buddies know who you are. They're like, you have his phone number? I'm like, yeah, dude, he messages me, whatever.
It's very flattering. I mean, I always like meeting people as well. Like, everyone's very positive. But the funny thing about that I like thinking about is there's absolutely a 100% chance that someone that's commented shit in my ads has met me, at least seen me in real life and just not said anything.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. And dude, this goes back to that thing. Like, I've never met someone who's done a negative comment who's doing better than me in life.
Yeah. It was also funny. Like, I in the intros of my workshops, kind of selfishly, I go, hey, just by show of hands, and you can be honest, like, who here, the first time you saw me, you were like, fuck that guy. Like, literally half the room will raise their hands. And I'm like, look at you now.
Like, do you need some ego death? Who thinks I'm a dickhead? Shit. How much has the workshop changed?
It changes it used to change a lot more rapidly last year because we were like drastically trying to refine it. It changes, like if I had to ballpark it, 15 to 20% over like a month.
Okay.
Q2, it's going to change quite a lot. We're going to take one section, which I worked out yesterday, doesn't really contribute to the desired outcome that we're looking for. We're going to take that out. They're going to build their meta campaigns the afternoon of day one, and then build Google campaigns the morning of day two, and then we have that whole afternoon free for both platforms.
Wow.
So that's going to be a way better experience. It means we can help more people in the room, more people will turn their ads on, because the thing we're optimizing for is people turning their ads on in the room. So there's a survey, like a lot of people will turn their ads on like maybe that weekend, like doing some final checks and stuff like that. Right now, the last 3 workshops we did over the last 9 days, 45 point something % of people turn their ads on in the room. I want 100%. So we...
that's the incentive, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. One of the things we're actually going to do, and why I was going to order that bunch of shirts, is if you turn your ads on in the room, you get this fucking shirt.
Beautiful.
It's like joke shirt. Because that's what we're optimizing for. Because the more people that turn their ads on, the more people's businesses grow, more people can use the advisory calls, case studies, goes into the ads, yeah.
Dude, I literally fucking figured this out on the drive here. I'm like, he wants to incentivize them because it makes him look better.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
because
look, my shit works.
If you turn your ads on, your business will grow, and then you can use the support, and then we get case studies out of you. It's kind of funny because like when you map out our entire business engine is we run ads to get people to turn their ads on so we can turn them into ads.
So it's a mind fuck because anyone who owns a business understands that everyone they're dealing with owns a business. So as a business owner, I'm like, hang on. So I pay you to do the thing that you did to get me. This is a Ponzi scheme.
Yeah. It's always funny because people do the workshops and they're like, oh, that's how you got us.
Yeah. Yeah. And literally you break the fourth wall in the workshop going like, all right, so do you towards motivators and you're away at motivators and it's like, who here did this when they saw the ad for me?
Yeah,
and
yeah, exactly.
Half the room, me.
Yeah, and then it's kind of like this eye-opening experience. It's kind of funny. I find it comical.
Also, it completely ruins the rest of your observatory life as a customer.
Yeah.
It's like you look at shit and you're like, dude, if you're not going to work to get me as a customer, fuck you.
It's always funny because I'll have members that will ask like in school or something like that when they see I'm running like a new ad or a new funnel, they'll like ask questions about it. And I'll tell them, oh yeah, because I'm doing this, I'm doing this, I'm doing this.
Yeah,
because then you get this new perspective of like, now you're consciously aware of what I'm doing in my ads. or on the landing pages
Of course.
and stuff like that.
Did you use my landing page to roast?
Oh, no, I don't think I did. We did 3. I think you sent me mine, but I lost the email.
I sent it straight away. I was like, fuck, please do mine.
Did you email it?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe I lost it because we did 3. Yours wasn't in them, but I'll do yours for the next video. Me and Hayden got to film more later.
I set everything up go high level, which was really great. But then I also realized that my ideal customer doesn't want to have 40 text messages and 16 emails.
Yeah, style it back.
I completely got rid of go high level and just remade that landing page literally the exact same on
and it's like Squarespace.
Squarespace.
Yep.
And dude, it's fucking the amount of feedback I get off like, oh, by the time I got to the bottom, I got too much information.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
Yep.
I also, right after I did your workshop, recorded a 2-hour solo podcast speaking about from day one to then, just going like, here's what happened. And then I had this and that failed and this worked and blah, blah, blah. That podcast is also embedded at the bottom of the page.
Yeah.
So if you really want to deep dive, you can learn everything about me in one hit.
Yeah.
So
my landing page.
Survey, fucking video references or video
testimonials.
Testimonials. Google testimonials.
Yep.
Frequently asked questions.
Yep.
Video. Oh, and then a bit about me with pictures, and then that big podcast at the bottom. Is that structure still the best? Do you think?
That's. I mean, in terms of like how to be careful with my like vocabulary, because best. There's probably another best version.
Of course.
But because it's always dials, not switches, right? So marketing isn't on or off or good or bad or works or doesn't work. It's like, to what degree does it work?
Yep.
Yeah, and you're always fighting for like a 1% improvement in everything. But eventually you get to a point where you kind of like out-optimize it, and like the easiest way to grow the business is you just maximize it, you just spend more on it.
Yeah.
Like there's probably things I could do to add an extra % here or there to my landing page conversion rates, but I'm like, or I could just spam the X button and just fucking spend more on ads.
Yeah, and this is what I'm thinking. Like that, I guess the question is that structure hasn't changed as far as
That's pretty much always going to be timeless. Like in terms of landing pages, you want to prioritize because the 100% of people see the top of the page, and then it's like less and less people as they scroll down. And so the people that are scrolling down have not been convinced by the stuff they've seen so far. So it gets more and more into the details as you go down. So that's why like headline VSL, like this is the big idea of what we are. And then you go down and it's like social proof. It's like, here's proof that this works. And then it's like, I'm still not convinced. Then you have FAQs, and then you have like other things and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like that's why you don't put FAQs at the top, because they don't know what it's about yet.
Yeah, they don't have questions to ask.
So you start macro, and then you start getting into the details as you go further down the page.
True. Because I even I actually like haven't looked at it in over fucking 6 weeks. And then you're like, oh, people send me my shit so I can roast it. I'm like, oh, so I go back on there. I'm like, this actually fucking slaps, considering it's not a go high level template. Like I actually made this.
Yeah, the software doesn't matter.
No, it's literally just the process. As long as people have that funnel to slip down, it all fucking works. Do you think like you say, it's timeless? Do you think there will be a shift in the way we interpret technology as far as lead generation and customer acquisition? Yeah,
it will always evolve. The way I view it is tactics will change or come and go. Strategies will evolve, but principles will stay consistent.
Right.
So I'm actually, should I say this? No, we're going to be the first anyway. I'm working on a book at the moment.
Really?
And so it is with a like co-writer or a ghost-writer, I really should say, because I started writing. I'm not a writer, but I have the principles. And so like the book is going to be like principles, like timeless principles for marketing that were consistent in the 60s. They'll be consistent now, and I can see them being consistent for the next couple decades at least anyway.
Yeah.
Because if I write a book about tactics, it'll be fucking irrelevant when the button changes next month.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Are you I know you've got brained and AI, whatever it is.
Yeah.
What's your perspective on AI? What do you think that trajectory looks like?
I can't remember if I talked about this in the last podcast, but I am a boomer. So maybe there's a bias there. But I see AI content actually being detrimental to brands rather than productive. The other thing as well is, for the time being anyway, these platforms can detect when content is AI created or AI generated. So I suspect and it makes sense, it's in, let's say Meta, it's in Meta's best interests to penalize people that just run AI ads.
Of course.
And they'll give them higher CPMs, which will mean that advertising costs increase.
Yep.
And then the other thing as well is people will trust it less, even if it's subconscious, they won't pick it up as much. It's kind of like why I say I don't like people filming ads with scripts, because you can tell when someone's reading off a script. It's a little bit too perfect. And so it's all the little imperfections and the ums and the ahs in your delivery that humanize you and make people trust you more.
Yeah.
And so I think AI content, particularly video content at least anyway, will be more detrimental to brands. It will help with them with volume. And again, everything will work to a degree. But if you want the best degree, I think that real human content's the winner.
Do you think that the AI flywheel isn't all it's cracked up to be, as far as like AI is going to take over absolutely everything in the next 18 months? Do you feel like that's true, not true, partially true?
I think partially true. I think it will affect certain spaces more than others. So, for example, the home services and trade space, they're pretty late adopters to technology. So I feel that will be like one of the slowest ones. The info and coaching space, they're pretty quick to adopt technology, usually because they're younger, just demographically. I think it will affect them more, or at least they'll see more drastic changes for sure.
Yep.
I am not completely pessimistic. I see it like there's benefits to it for sure.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Like we're looking at some solutions for members to get them to write more ads that aren't ChatGPT slop and things like that to help the process, lower psychological resistance. At a more, I suppose, macro level outside of advertising, I'm a little bit more pessimistic because it does like reshape your brain. If you don't have to constantly think about things, you don't exercise that brain muscle anymore. Like, for example, even like before ChatGPT, like now a lot of people will just do searches based off ChatGPT, will just spit out the answer, but then they can be easily influenced as well, like the sources that it scrapes. But then even before ChatGPT, if you wanted to know something, sure, you could Google it, but you still had to find the right search, you still had to read it, there was still psychological resistance there. But again, that was a step easier than pre-Google, where you had to physically go to a library,
right?
Find this fucking book, find the chapter, find the page, and then read it, and then put the book back.
Yep.
Recall it. You had to write it down probably. So slowly over time, there's been less psychological resistance to improve things, which is also the intellectual equivalent of how, when office work became the main source of income, people lost their physical shape because they weren't working on farms anymore and being active. They were in offices.
For sure.
And so then you had to evolve. So when we transitioned from farms to offices, they're like, all right, well, now we need to have gyms. Now that we're going from real study to ChatGPT slop, there's probably going to be an intellectual gym equivalent, I think, I can see happening, that keeps people training their brains.
For sure.
So, I don't know. I'm hopeful for the human race.
Thank God.
I'm hopeful. Like, we've always evolved and adapted. That's why humans, the reigning species on this planet, at least anyway.
Dude, I think like this is a completely fresh idea from what you just said, but I think there is a market for being a professional friend in the future. Like someone who you can pay to come and have a conversation with you, listen to you, make direct eye contact with you, give you reassurance based off human experience, like play the big brother, play the father figure,
It's a step down from prostitution, but I see where you're at.
You can fuck them if you want. That's totally up to the contractor.
I can see that happening for sure. Yeah, like even with even like the people that do like OnlyFans management agencies don't even use like real girls anymore. They're all AI
crazy.
generated.
Absolutely
so
crazy.
Grim.
I think the AI conversation is A, very fucking boring for most people because they don't understand what it is. But B, I think it's so much fugazi in it. Like,
yeah. And because it's so new, there's like limited history with it. Like ChatGPT did not come out long ago.
Yeah.
And so we don't have enough data, like we don't have enough statistically significant data at least to make definitive statements. At least I haven't found any anyway, but we can see trend lines and things for sure.
You see people relying on it more and more for personal needs rather than business needs.
See that South Park episode I was watching on the plane, that South Park episode where Randy's just talking to ChatGPT, not his wife?
No, but I hear this every fucking second day at the moment. I got to watch this episode, hey.
Yeah, it's so funny.
Dude, I'll give you an example, right? I'm training for a marathon in April.
Yep.
Very straightforward. Marathon, April the 12th, I'm doing 42 Ks. Can you write me a training program? Yep, writes me a training program, transfer it over to Excel, and I'm like, sweet, I fill in all my training as I go, da-da-da. I also record everything on Garmin, uploads it to Strava, screenshot that, send that to ChatGPT. Here's what I'm doing.
Yeah, cool.
I do that for months.
Yeah.
I get an injury.
Yeah.
Right? I have 2 or 3 weeks off, whatever it is, and I get back to it. And it's like, sweet, I want you to do this very, very slow, gay version of what we were doing. I'm like, all right, we're post-injury. That's fine. I do this for like 3 weeks, and I'm like, I'm just going to make sure, because it misgendered me at one point. It's like, oh, you know, as a female, I'm like, I'm a male, but hey, can you tell me what's the date of the marathon? And it goes, oh, if you're going to run a marathon, tell me when it is, and we can make it.
Yeah.
Bro, that's what do you mean?
Because it's, my mate Quincy in Marche knows significantly more about AI than I do, but because ChatGPT is either like free or paid, its goal is efficiency. So it will forget things.
I'm paid, by the way.
Yeah, it will still forget things to be more efficient.
Right.
Whereas if you get a credit-based system, like I use Manus, but they kind of fucked with their credit system. Their incentive is to give you good answers and suck up your credits and charge you more.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so models like ChatGPT or I think Gemini as well, they optimize for efficiency.
Right.
You got to like pay big bucks to get the ones that like keep remembering shit and stuff like that. It's quite funny as well because my girlfriend will not use ChatGPT.
Really?
She like refuses to use it. So like she's like, I don't want them knowing things about me.
Dude,
stuff
that
like
might be the move, eh?
Yeah, like because they're dropping ads soon.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, so I've got a meeting with someone soon about like how that's going to work and stuff like that.
Would you think you'll be adding that to the
because
repertoire?
it knows about you, and we know that it knows about you because it did a ChatGPT Wrapped.
Yeah.
Remember that? It knows, and it knew exactly everything. It's like you tell your like deepest, darkest secrets and stuff like that.
Yeah, you're training for a marathon. You have gay thoughts. I know everything. Right?
Yeah, so it's interesting for sure, but it's like it's the same old, same old. So, for example, like the way that Google knows what ads to show you is because it reads your emails if you use Gmail.
Right.
The reason Facebook knows how to serve you relevant ads is because every website with a Facebook pixel on or a data set, whatever they want to call in this month's version of the interface, just builds a profile of what other websites you're going to and things like that.
Yeah, but it's also, I'm finding lately, like, obviously we're 12 months into trying for a baby, just gone to a round of IVF.
Yep.
And now I'm getting the baby reels.
Oh, yeah.
And then you get the fucking ads for baby stuff.
Yep.
Now, all the IVF shit has been on, like, she does all the research, she does all the stuff. I talk about it a lot on camera.
Yep.
Now I'm getting the reels, and then the ad starts after I getting the reels.
Yeah, because it will, like, draw, they're called, like, affinities. So, like, if it's figured out that you're in a relationship, their browsing activity looks like this, and so it's going to change your browsing activity because it figures out you're in a relationship, either because you say you're in a relationship on Facebook or it knows that
it knows.
Like, for example, like when I really got into Facebook ads, like 2017, I like tricked it into thinking my girlfriend at the time was pregnant.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, same thing. Just changed my browsing activity. Her ads look different.
You fully believe that the microphone's always on, yeah?
I reckon it is. I'm pretty sure it got proven that it is, even though they denied it.
Are you in contact with anyone from Facebook with what you do?
Nah. I want to, though, because we figured out, I was talking about one of my business coaches on Monday, because we have so many members that run ads, like we're kind of a direct macroeconomic force on the cost of advertising in Australia.
You would have to be one of the bigger players in Australia as far as Facebook marketing teaching at least goes?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Right. So who was... Nah, maybe we don't name names. I'll ask you off camera.
Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah. No, I think so. So as far as like, obviously there's marketing agencies that have done for you.
Yep.
The thing that makes you different is you're teaching us how to do it ourselves.
Done with the solution.
Do you have any competition in the space that's of your ilk, so to speak?
Competition.
No.
So, like, there's more people popping up that like copy our offer and stuff like that, but like they don't have as many members as us. Like we check because we'll know. They've enrolled like in the last 3 months. We enrolled like 8 people. We enrolled like 8 people before lunch yesterday.
Yeah.
Like no one, like I can say there's like 100% conviction. Like no one obsesses over our customers more than anyone else. No one obsesses over the feedback more than anyone else. No one's constantly trying to come up with new ways. Like we have meetings nearly every day about how to make one fucking slide better.
Yeah.
Like no one's going to obsess over it more than us. Like you can't beat us. It's just like I don't gas out. I don't get tired. I don't get distracted. I'm too focused. I'll work harder than anyone else. The team will work harder than anyone else. It's just, you're not going to win.
And obviously now you're interstate.
Too powerful now.
Yeah,
I'm everywhere.
Fuck with me.
Like, our strategy now is economy of force,
Right.
which is like, so I always use like military strategies to describe everything. So I told the team at the start of 2025, the strategy and the theme for this year is the Blitzkrieg. We're just going to move faster than everyone else. So at the end of, like halfway through the year, everyone's like, what the fuck? Where did these guys come from?
What happened?
And then we're too big.
Yeah.
And then the way that like every like major military campaign fails is they get too distracted, they spread their forces too thin, they try and do too many things, their supplies run out, and then they're disconnected and they lose communication. So now we're just doing economy of force, which is we're going to do the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over again in the same places over and over and over and over again. We're not going to get distracted. We're going to do the same thing over and over and over and over again. We're going to try and get from 45% of people turning their ads on to 100% of people turning ads on. And then we're going to figure out how to do a fucking stadium of people, and then we're just going to do more than everyone else so that no one can keep up.
Wow. Do you find a difference between your Perth workshop members, your Sydney?
Yeah. It's really funny. So Perth workshops are like the least engaged. They're just like, I think it's just Perth people.
Yeah.
Brisbane, we did Brisbane for the first time in like years last week. Like so engaged, laugh at all my jokes and stuff like that.
Wow.
Sydney's kind of similar to Perth. Like if I make a slightly offensive joke, they kind of look around before they laugh and stuff
Melbourne
like that.
must be so fucking tight butthole, don't
Nah,
we?
Melbourne's pretty good.
Really?
Melbourne's pretty good.
I've
It's like-
heard lately that Melbourne's fucking coming back.
Yeah, like, because we do the East Coast more than we do Perth. We do Perth once a quarter just because there's like less people here.
Yeah, of course.
But Brisbane sold out while we were doing the Brisbane workshop. Yeah.
Interesting.
Like we were doing, like the next Brisbane workshop sold out while we're doing the current one.
Do you like the travel for workshops? Is that fun?
I don't know if fun's the word. It's just part of the job now. Yeah, like we always go to like the same hotel, make sure there's a gym there and stuff like that. And I always take the team out to like a really nice dinner. And then like the team, like Sophie and stuff, likes going to like plays and ballets and stuff like that or whatever. I don't know. I just go to the gym.
Sophie is Google Ads.
Well, she's head of workshops now, so
Okay, but she ran Google Ads at our workshop in Perth last year.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, she's cool. She's what's the word? She like when she's talking about what she knows a lot about, she instills such confidence. She's like, "This is how it works."
Yeah.
You have a question, she's like, "That's a dumb question. This is how it works."
Yeah,
Thanks, Sophie.
we actually added a slide that was actually super helpful at like the last round of workshops. Remember how I did the like qualities of the people that do best? I made the first one now blind compliance. And
Wow.
so like it became like a joke in the workshop where like at the end of day one, I was like, does anyone have any questions? And so I was like, no, you told us to be blindly compliant. I was like, fucking banger. That's a correct question.
Hang on, let's see if I can remember it. It's don't be on your laptop when we're talking. It's do all the shit that we tell you to do before you get here.
Yep.
It's active participation. That was a really big one.
Yep.
Blind compliance.
Yep.
Am I missing anything?
Like focus on the process.
Yeah, focus. Yeah. Follow along as we're doing the shit.
Yeah.
And dude, by the way, that works with everything.
Yeah, there was literally everything. Like and then not this doesn't apply to me. How can I make this apply to me?
Yeah,
that was another one. Like, they all work for everything.
Yeah,
any coaching program that you're in.
So that at the moment you're doing what, like 12 or 24 workshops a
7 a quarter.
7 a quarter.
Yep.
Holy shit.
Yep.
Holy shit. And so does the majority of the money you make come off those workshops?
Yep.
Okay, so obviously your scope has narrowed so much.
Yep.
The actual deliverable is now copy paste, and it's just a volume thing. That's what you're saying.
Workshops and support. Yep.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, and then the other line on the profit and loss statement that's actually getting significant now is our high level affiliate fees.
Really?
Yeah, we have like 25 at the moment, 25K a month just in recurring affiliate fees.
Holy shit!
Because like with high level, a lot of people have got high level, but it's just like the white labeled version the agency charges them like $300 a month or whatever for, plus the tech credits. We tell them like, hey, look, we could do that, but it's just like it's in your best interest to control your own shit. So, and then you pay the lowest price. We just give them our templates through that. But because I never cared about making money from high level, but I think I'm their number one affiliate in the world right now.
Wow.
Yeah, because I was like top 10 6 months ago.
Wow.
And I wasn't far behind one.
So you're at least top 5. If
yeah,
not one.
like the other, you probably saw on my Instagram story, I had $110,000 in high level affiliate
you're just
fees.
sitting there?
They were just sitting there because I looked at the profit and loss statement. I'm like, we haven't got any high level fees in the comms in a bit. And I logged into the affiliate portal for like the first time in like 5 months or something like that. I'm like, oh, I forgot to press confirm on this button. And it just says pending. And I added it all up. It was like I think it was like 75 or 80,000 US dollars.
Wow.
And then I just had to press next and submit on like a new form or something like that.
Dude, the way we're going, if you wait another like 6 months, that'll be worth even more because it's in US and you get paid Australian.
Yeah, good point.
Crazy.
Yeah, and then I just
that time the price
I had
of
one
bread.
morning where like 110 grand just hit the bank plus all this other stuff.
Wow, dude.
That was a good day.
Dude, that's like me looking at my Facebook insights. I'm like, I've made $48 on Facebook in the past month.
It was funny because like I think I did it in your workshop as well. Like I make it very clear, like I don't care if you use high level or not. It's just the only way for me to give you our best performing templates is with this affiliate snapshot. They just force it to be an affiliate. And I just so you know, and the recent workshop, I'm like, just so you know how little I care, I didn't check it for a couple months and they were holding $110,000 from me. And then even when I just had to press next, I actually put it off for 2 weeks. Yeah. So I don't care if you use high level or not, up to $110,000.
Dude, Go high level is, so obviously I said I turned it off because it just, the productivity of it doesn't.
You didn't need it.
Dude, it is so fucking good.
It's so good.
Like landing page, what do you call it? Subdomain, the phone.
Yeah, it does everything. And like,
they captures your leads, it moves the leads.
They drop so many features so often that I can't keep up with them.
Dude, that's so fucking cool.
Yeah. They're kind of called like the ultimate copycat software because as soon as like another software takes off, they're like, you're a feature now. Like they've got a clone version of School that's like identical to it and stuff like that.
So School is, we'll come back to Alex Hormozy as well. School is at the moment seeming to like go super sideways. They're getting more people to try. I don't know if this is targeted at me because I am like a community leader, whatever you want. But they're trying to get more people in more niche, more genres, more sort of things to have their own school. Do you know much about that?
Yeah, because my mate Quincy, he won the school games, or at least I think he came second or third or something like that for his drum and bass community, like his music production community. I want to shout it out, but TMA, I don't know what the fuck it's called, Quincy. That Music Academy, I don't know. Google it. But he's, I'll say, close to Sam and knows like features that are coming out and like what they're really trying to push. And I follow their YouTube, like their school news YouTube, just to keep up with features because obviously our members are on there. I want to know if there's new stuff that will help them. Their theme for this year is discoverability.
Right.
So being able to like find more communities. So they're trying to encourage more people onto the platform. Like I think Quincy and his mate Josh, they're in some of the, they are in some of the ads for School saying like, hey, we run this kind of community. If you want, or I saw his ads like, if you're a music producer, we want you on School and stuff like that.
Yep. Well, see, I'm getting things like, hey, you're a podcaster. Hey, you're a rollerblader.
That's
hey,
cool.
You're a runner.
Yeah.
It's like all three of that. Well, claiming a rollerblade.
That's pretty clever. I'm going to talk to Aiden about that later because they'll make ads to call out certain types of people and then Andromeda, which is fucking elite. We'll find the right person. Like that's why you're getting those ads.
So, and the Andromeda update. Can you give me the elevator pitch on what that means?
Yeah, basically because of AI and AI like content creation, there were so many ads getting uploaded to Facebook Ads Manager that it was slowing down the loading process.
Oh.
Like because like the newsfeed has to like load the content, the organic content that's going to be relevant to you, and then pick which ads are going to be relevant to you. And so it basically added an extra step to the algorithm, which basically like it just ranks and like finds the most relevant ads to you.
Like
and
categorizing them essentially.
Yeah, essentially. It's like a second filter that they added onto the first filter. And so what it rewards now is what they refer to at meta engineering as creative diversity. Now they describe it in 3 different ways, which is like visual diversity, theme diversity, and I think messaging diversity.
Yep. So
basically you just say, it's kind of magic. You just say who you want in the ad and then it will go find that person.
Right.
Like it's truly fucking alien technology.
Interesting.
That's why like in those ads you're saying like, hey, if you're a runner, we want you on School. Well, it goes, all right, well, Jake's a runner. Show this ad to him. That's why like the targeting, the content is the targeting now. Like we're actually getting into a point in the workshops where we're considering cutting out teaching interest targeting because eventually they're just going to take it away. And they are treated more as suggestions right now.
Dude, so the most consistent feedback that I got, and I understand that this is a very unique situation. My pool of people that I can reach, best case scenario is 100,000 people, right? That's from Australind to Jalora is 100,000 people. Bunbury is actually only 40,000, so it's such a tiny pool. Yeah. And then in that, business owners, smaller.
Yeah.
Business owners that have more than 5 staff members,
smaller,
tiny.
Yeah.
You know, so I actually got better results with just spray and pray.
Yep.
my interest group shit did horribly.
Yeah, yeah.
And then where I just said like AI figure it out.
Let it rip. Yeah, you don't try and be. I have this saying like, don't try and be smart with a dumb platform. It's not a dumb platform. It's like alien technology, basically. Just let it do its thing. It knows what it's doing. It's smarter than we are. It's just it has too much data. Yeah.
Dude, yeah, well, this is the whole fucking point, right? This is why, like, you've gone through IVF, check out fucking Prams. Thanks, dude.
Yeah, dude, it's like when people are like, I don't know if Facebook ads are going to work for my local gym. I'm like, Facebook, like, a decade ago was so smart back then that it literally got you, is like the greatest psyop tool on earth. Like, literally so good at influence a fucking election. You don't think it's going to work for your local gym.
Crazy.
It's like, crazy. Seems like a skill issue on your end.
What was the ad, was it ad, they called it Adpocalypse or something, where it went from literally...
Oh, that was 2020.
2020.
2021, I think, when they like nuked conversion tracking. It was like, no, it wasn't Meta, it was Apple. So it was iOS 14.5 added a feature that when you installed an app, it basically had this pop-up that said, hey, do you want to allow this app to track you? Naturally, everyone's going to say, no, I don't want to be tracked. Track was not a good use of that term. It wasn't really tracking. It was just like creating a profile for you, but you read track me. I was like, I don't want them to track me, obviously. And so you had like less available data for members. Conversion tracking wasn't as accurate. Dude, like entire like e-commerce businesses just went out of business because Apple wanted to play this privacy fucking 100%. Game. Yeah, like people's ROASs just went down, like cut in half, like overnight. Yeah.
Also though, like you're a fucking businessman, figure it out.
The other thing as well with Apple making that play was their public facing message was we're like pro privacy. All this shit. But if you look at the Apple website, hidden in multiple containers in the source code is tracking code.
Yeah.
It's like, it's the same thing.
It's nuts.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy. Do you think, going back to the school thing, do you think we'll use me as the case study that it's a good time to create school communities that you're leading?
It depends, because I think for you specifically, I think that would be a distraction.
Like that's what it feels like.
Yeah, you have a successful action right now, which is you're at 40K a month. You know how to get to 80K a month, but to start a school community, you're going to start from 0, and then you're going to get to 10.
Over here.
Yeah, it's a distraction, I think, in your instance.
Yeah. But say someone's, I don't know, I think there's a fairly typical archetype of person who's like, I'm working 9 to 5, I'm making 70 grand a year, I fucking hate my life, I want a side hustle.
I think it's worth that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something where you can create content, put it up, build a community.
Yeah, there's some people that make like crazy communities on school and make like decent money from them.
Yeah,
the barriers to entry are fairly low.
Yep,
quite low.
But it's essentially the same as content creation, right?
Yeah, content creation.
Start doing the thing, get ambassadors, get monetize your...
Yeah, like I won't say who, but I'm speaking with a fighter now that wants to do something in that kind of info coaching space. And I was like, yeah, I'd 100% do a school community in your instance and do it this way, rather than just like a course you pay $50 for and you don't get any recurring.
Yeah, yuck, yeah. Now, I know what your answer was last time, and I know you're not a financial planning genius, as you've mentioned, but property, cryptos, shares, is there anything that's sort of doing it for you?
Yeah, kind of like diverse portfolio now. Like I just set up a bucket company specifically for investments, and it's going to be nothing too out there. It's going to be pretty evenly split between crypto, index funds. I'll do commercial property as well.
Yep.
And kind of split between all of that. It was kind of funny because I like, now that like, I suppose my eyes have been opened to, and all my limiting beliefs around finance and money have kind of just evaporated. I was doing the math. I was like, man, if I just do $20 million like profit, cash, liquid in the next 2 years, and then just dump it in the ASX 200 or whatever, or an index fund, and then just wait 4 decades, it's $1 billion, $5 million.
It's crazy.
Yeah. It's
crazy.
Like, you do all these math formulas, and so really all it is about now is, like I was talking with one of our coaches on Monday. He's like, what's the long-term goal? And I think what I'm going to do, I don't know, I'm not 100% committed to this idea because I know where you're in with, like, few companies last forever. The way I can kind of see it going is we're going to do this one massive bull run for like, it might be 5 years, might be 7 years, might be 10 years. I'm going to dump it into some investments, and I'm going to fucking disappear.
Yeah.
Like Batman.
Yeah.
You all needed me.
Yeah. This will be like 4 stories underground.
Yep. And then I'll be everywhere, and then I'll just fucking vanish. I'll be on an island somewhere.
Dude, it'll be like the... remember back in the day, you used to have that fucking light-skinned dude would come on and like swear at the camera and that. You know, only the real ones will remember. Dude, I remember Brandon.
And then one day, sometime in the future, I'll get called back.
Please, we need a marketing genius. The book play's wild.
What's that?
The book play.
The book play, yeah.
I thought that, like, as you were talking earlier in the podcast, I'm like, it sort of feels like this is going to something like that. Because as far as digital media goes, you can do whatever you want. You've got enough content now. You can create a documentary in 5 years. You've got all the content. It's just an editor.
Yep.
A book is like such a... Even if it's just to have, like, the Brandon Willington... table piece, you know, as well as being something that's informative.
I'm going to come up with a title that's good. It's definitely going to have the word fuck in it, obviously.
Oh, go the Mark Manson route. The subtle art of giving a fuck. And
yeah. I think it would be off-brand for me for it to not have a expletive in there. But yeah, like it's been a goal for a while, and I think it's probably the right time now.
Yeah.
And like every major movement in history had a book. So yeah, it's a big project. Again, getting like a ghostwriter / co-writer kind of person. I'm not a writer. Like the ideas are solid, but in terms of putting pen to paper, not my thing. But yeah, I'm excited for that too.
And is there going to be any little baby Brandons running around anytime soon?
Yeah, probably in like the next year or two.
Let's go. Let's go,
I
baby.
might not be able to be Batman because I'm 30 now, and you know it's actually funny. We were talking about ChatGPT before. You know the reason I started all this was because I went on ChatGPT and I went, give me a detailed 10-year plan to become Batman.
Yeah.
I'm on track now. This is year 2.
Really?
Yeah.
Was it? What was step number 1? Make
it
money.
It was basically like start the source of income. And I actually found the prompt the other day back in my ChatGPT history. It was like, give me a detailed plan, including training, martial arts, finance, lifestyle, everything.
Yep.
And then like spat out the part. I read it. I'm like, all right.
I'll do that.
This is year 2 now. I'm on pace.
That's crazy.
I just need a $10 billion net worth.
Yeah. We'll figure that out. That's the investing.
We'll work that out later.
Yeah. Shit. All right. Well, it feels like we're organically coming to a good place to close. Do you have any questions for me?
Yeah, actually I do. I thought of this the other day. If you had to condense all of the lessons that you've learnt across all of the guests that you've had on, because you've had the, I suppose, privilege of speaking with so many people. If you had to condense all of their lessons into one, what do you think is like the ultimate macro lesson you've learnt from all of your guests?
That's a great question. I think the big thing is there's no shortcuts. Move slow and like be in the process. Because as much as you can be in the process, like we sort of touched on it before, like you think you got to be doing these big things over here because Brandon's making millions. I should be doing what Brandon's doing. It's like Brandon was also at Jake's stage at one point.
Yep.
Be in your season and fully embody being in your season. Sometimes you got to build and sometimes you got to churn, and you really are only going to backpedal by doing the opposite thing of what you should be doing. It's really hard to understand what the should be doing thing is, but most of the time it's right in front of you, and most of the time the thing that you don't want to do the most is the thing you should be doing first. And by doing that and being embraced in that, even if it feels like you're stagnating or moving backwards, do that to the best of your ability, because that will get you to the next stage quicker. It's just be in the stage, in the season that you're at, fully embody it, and then when the next stage comes, welcome that. But don't chase it, because the more you chase it, you look back and be like, fuck, I missed my kids growing up. Fuck, I didn't build this system properly, and now we built volume on top of it. It's crumbling. Whatever the structure is that you want to place that theory on top of, typically it works. It's be there, be present, be in that day, and do that day to the best of your ability, so when tomorrow comes, we can build off yesterday.
Banger. Like and subscribe.
Yeah, you got it. Thank you very much for coming on, Brandon. Everyone else, be good to your mum, because we are out.